Ah, yes, here I am again to record my most controversial video ever, the history of Republika Srpska. So, I unfortunately remember how the last one went out, and although it did get a lot of views, it wasn't really for reasons that I like. But you know what? Who cares? I'm just gonna make this anyways because it's still a good video. So, during the Bosnian War from 1992 to 1995, Republika Srpska was a country under the control of the army of the Republika Srpska, while after 1995, it is one of two political entities composing Bosnia and Herzegovina. The borders of Republika Srpska are, with a few negotiated modifications, based on the front lines and boundaries at the time of the Dayton Peace Accords. During the political crisis that followed Slovenia and Croatia's independence from Yugoslavia on June 25, 1991, a separate Bosnian Serb assembly was founded on October 24, 1991, as the representative body of Serbs in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnian Serbs claimed that this was a necessary step since the constitution of Bosnia and Herzegovina at the time stated that no major changes were to be granted unless all three sides agreed. Bosniaks and Bosnian Croats wanted independence for Bosnia, while Bosnian Serbs didn't want to separate. A referendum that asked citizens whether they wanted to remain within Yugoslavia was held on November 9th and 10th, 1991. The parliamentary government of Bosnia and Herzegovina, with a clear Bosniak and Croat majority, said that this referendum was illegal, but the Bosnian Serb Assembly acknowledged its results. On November 21, 1991, the Assembly proclaimed that all places in which over 50% of Serbs had voted, as well as in places where other Bosnians had voted, were in favor of remaining in Yugoslavia, and so Bosnia would remain in Yugoslavia. On January 9, 1992, the Bosnian Serb Assembly created Republika Srpska as part of Yugoslavia. From February 29th to March 2, 1992, Bosnia and Herzegovina held a referendum on independence. The majority of Bosnian Serbs boycotted the vote on the grounds that it was unconstitutional because the referendum bypassed the veto power of the representatives of the Serbian people in the Bosnian parliament. On March 3rd, Bosnia and Herzegovina declared independence from Yugoslavia, so on April 7th, 1992, Republika Srpska declared independence from Bosnia and Herzegovina. During the break of Yugoslavia, Republika Srpska's president Radovan Karadzic declared that he wanted Republika Srpska to join Serbia. At a session on May 12th, the Bosnian Serb Assembly voted to create the army of the Republika Srpska and appointed Ratko Mladic as the commander of its main staff. At the end of May 1992, after the withdrawal of Yugoslav forces from Bosnia and Herzegovina, the army of Republika Srpska took over. It expanded and defended the borders of Republika Srpska during the Bosnian War. By 1993, Republika Srpska controlled about 70% of the territory of Bosnia and Herzegovina. In 1993 and 1994, the authorities of Republika Srpska tried to create a united Serb republic. Since the beginning of the war, the army of Republika Srpska committed many atrocities. Bosnian Serbs committed the most rapes and other war crimes, and the victims were primarily Bosniaks but also Croats. Serbs were the first to commit atrocities, carried out 90% of war crimes, and were the only group that committed genocide. The worst of these atrocities was the Srebrenica genocide in 1995, where nearly 8,000 Bosniak men and boys were executed by the army in Republika Srpska, and the siege of Sarajevo that resulted in 5,000 civilians being killed. Ethnic cleansing was particularly common in Bosanska Krajina region and the Drina River Valley. In many instances, it was planned by the Republika Srpska government and was so efficient that it changed the demography of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The number of Croats was reduced by 135,000 and the number of Bosniaks by some 434,000. 496,000 Bosniak refugees were forced to flee Republika Srpska, but only 136,000 have returned home. However, Republika Srpska's population of Serbs increased by 547,000 due to Serb refugees from Bosnia and Herzegovina and the Republic of Serbian Krajina, which was conquered by Croatia. Many detention camps were created, especially Omarska, Manjaka, Kara Term, Uzamnika, and Tronopolje, where thousands of prisoners were held. Also, many historic mosques and churches, but also other historic monuments were destroyed. This destruction was supported by the Bosnian Serbs to destroy Bosniak and Croatian culture. The Bosnian War ended in 1995 with the Dayton Agreement, and Republika Srpska was conquered by Bosnia and Herzegovina but would keep half of Bosnia's land, but not as an independent country. After the war, 40% of Bosniaks and 8.5% of Croats returned to Republika Srpska. Now, Republika Srpska is an entity of Bosnia and Herzegovina. However, non-Serbs still suffer some discrimination, even today. Now, I know this is super controversial, but before you dislike, because I know a bunch of people are just urging to dislike, I'm not saying that the Serbs are the bad guys in this war. Obviously, the other sides committed crimes, but they didn't commit that many and not on that big of a scale. And this video is not to like hate on Serbian people, because I personally have no problem, because like I don't even know a Serbian person in real life, so I like, literally don't care. But yeah, someone asked me to make this. I forgot who, because it was like a year ago. But yeah, please don't dislike. You can take the poll right here in the top right corner, this where you can say whether you support, you are neutral about, or you dislike the Republika Srpska. But yeah, I'm not trying to offend anyone with this video. Anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and subscribe to my other channel, which is called The Traditionalist. Thank you. Goodbye.